Hey, bet you weren't expecting this kind of content on my channel, huh? That's what a variety thing does for you. But as you see from the title of this video, I will be ranking and discussing all the different trapped villains that you can play as in Skylanders Trap Team. Why? Because I can. I'm not making the video, I make the rules. But I will discuss them on a 3-point scale: personality, visuals, and gameplay. And yeah, if you have a different opinion, comment it if you want to. I will most likely ignore it. Enjoy.
Sheep Creep.
So, starting off with Sheep Creep, the first trappable villain, and also life. This villain is about average. Its guns are pretty good, have decent range. Not the best damage, but not what do you expect from a starter class anyways. Ultimate ability is completely useless unless you're on a hill or ramp, where the physics engine could actually do its job. And this villain's questline is actually pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, starter class, not much to say about this one, is the ratings.
Broccoli Guy.
Not really that much to say about Broccoli Guy. He's one of the unique villains that's able to heal you with his side ability. And, you know, it's not bad at it. Pretty helpful in most situations, apart from standing still. His personality is based off just being annoying, so I mean, here's the rating for him right now. I think nothing really out of blue, or just about average for him. Except I do have to give props to his evolved form, because compared to the other evolved forms, it is pretty unique and pretty cool looking compared to the other ones.
Chompy Mage.
Oh boy, Chompy Mage. What's there to say about this guy that hasn't been said already? Immediately, personality here, he gets a goddamn 9 out of 10. His attacks are very good. His Chompy summon, while useless in most situations, can take a hit from you. Starflack's pretty good, does a decent amount of damage, and when he's able to transform into his bigger Chompy to take away waves of enemies, and be very powerful. And plus, there's a goddamn Chompy Mage. This guy's cool as all hell. Plus, he's in multiple games. And a sensei.
Back to classic Chompy Mage.
And also, just to point out, for this guy's villain questline, coolest animation and coolest intro into that as well. Seriously, compared to the other Doom Raiders, they barely get really anything. Kinda sad. Still, this guy 100% best. A tier, S tier, all of them. Guy's amazing, just overall.
Cuckoo Clocker.
I'll be honest, throughout my gameplay of Skylanders, I never get really paid that much attention to this guy. I mean, he's just a big bird, man. But you know, seeing his playstyle, playing around with him, it's very useful. His screen comes out fast and does good area damage. His charge punch, if fully charged up, deals a lot of damage. I think this goddamn Eon Elite guys that can even do that much damage. Even Wallop probably couldn't even do that much DPS. Obviously, but you know, he fits his character. He's big, strong, but is also slow, which is his main disadvantage. Also, this guy has no personality whatsoever. See what I mean? Nothing. He's just a bird. I respect that.
Shield Shredder.
So obviously, first glance, the Willican wooden machines are my favorite designer unit. I appreciate the wooden construction of that. It's a major help to Dr. Crankcase for designing these boys. The visuals obviously high, but gameplay wise, very basic. His shield can be useful, and if you time the leaf charge well enough, they'd be pretty useful if, you know, if you're charging through an enemies or big tanky guy are easy to get things out of. That was his alternate ability to chuck down the giant shield with balls. They're completely useless. And every single case that I tried to use them, or try to use the purpose of them, they don't work at all.
Buzzer beak.
First up for the air element is Buzzer Beak. Buzzer Beak is, pretty good. Very simplistic. Both the attacks are basically the same, except there's no point of using the alternate attack. And even though it doesn't say any words, you understand what it's saying. Buzzer Beak, man. Who doesn't love this guy? It's just a bird with a propeller hat. I want a propeller hat. Yeah, but anyways, here's the rating for this guy. Do what you will with him. It's bird.
Dreamcatcher.
But isn't the Air Doom Raider. Dreamcatcher completely sucks. None of the moves are really good. I mean, they're fun. The Sheepnado, the Vortex, and Bug. But I never found a purpose for any of them. They're not all that useful, they don't attack that fast, they don't have that much usability. Dreamcatcher's design is basic, it's just floating head. Personality's not the most likable of all the Doom Raiders, but I'm pretty sure it's slightly designed to be that way. The ranking's weird for this one, I'm unsure, I'll try and sleep on it. Wait a minute. Also, just one additional thing to add. The evolved version of Dreamcatcher does not look that good. I prefer the original version looks better, which you can see in the bottom left.
Sweet.
Pretty sure a lot of people agree with it. Verti's fine, but red hair.
Cool.
Frankenstein.
Hey, it's another Willican one. Obviously you know what the visual ranking of this is, but gameplay wise, Frankenstein is simple, he loves to suck. And he also can chomp in this thing, which does decent damage too. To be honest, my first reason was kind of disappointing. I was hoping he'll be able to suck up enemies and then shoot them out. But, he's still pretty cool. I like his design, I like how they managed to influence a wooden Willican to use the air element. He's an overall cool guy, and his personality, even though basic, is still never really gets boring. Pretty good guy, I like Frankenstein. I mean, not compared to the other Willican wooden ones, but they're still pretty good. I'll be honest, this is actually my first time using Bad Juju. I really thought interesting this one since it's based on just tornadoes, but Bad Juju does have its usabilities. The tornado can be used to suck up enemies and keep them in an area good enough. The lightning has very good range, does good damage, and can hit multiple targets. It's an overall pretty cool one. And plus the personality is always pretty fun. And the design on Bad Juju is pretty cool. Matches the theme, matches her abilities, personality. Overall, pretty good character. Not one of the best characters, but still pretty good. Would recommend this one if you're going for a damage over time type thing. Now onto the Earth element. Tulsa Sprout, for being the very first Earth element you get, it's actually pretty good. The poison gas is pretty good. The little goo droplets he leaves behind is pretty good. Not the best or amazing overpowered, but it's pretty good. Definitely worse things, there's definitely better things. He's an overall good around character for being one of the starter ones. Plus he does have a cute little design to him. And his personality is pretty cool. Like Chill Bill if he wasn't Chill Bill. Look, I'm just going off what the script says, okay? It's not my fault that it makes no sense half the time.
Chomp chest.
Chomp chest is unique. Is he meant to be used getting money? Is he meant just for spamming the one button over and over again? Who knows? Maybe it's both. Chomp chest is an overall good guy. I mean, it's a chest that chomps. That's why it's called Chomp Chest. Personality's pretty good, visual's pretty good. And if you actually manage to find treasure with his treasure seeker, you get a fair amount of money. His bite isn't the worst bite, and it does pretty decent damage for a short burst. Just a pretty good all-round guy, to be honest. I mean, Chomp Chest, what did you expect?
Grave clobber.
Grave Clobber is basically Cuckoo Clocker, but an earth element, and worse. In my opinion, with his slow attacking abilities and his slow hits, his main punches are not that good. Yeah, you can combo better and you may be able to attack a little faster, but you're better off using Cuckoo Clocker. At least with his alternate ability, it's pretty good if you're going up against, you know, ranged units or a whole bunch of people nearby. And the visuals on it is pretty cool. Also, I won't forget the time when you first meet this guy and he just goes, "I'm going to bury you." Like, you're in the grave, man, but Jesus.
Golden Queen.
You know, for being for what is technically the final Doom raid of, Golden Queen is pretty good. Her attack isn't bad. They're not OP amazing, but pretty good. Golden Ball's good if you're getting swarmed. The little gold spurt thing, flamethrower thing is pretty good, does pretty good DPS over time. And the little summon that Golden Queen thing does stay around when you transform into a Skylander for a short bit, which is, you know, good for getting that extra bit of damage in. On its own, it's pretty good too. You know, everything around Golden Queen is pretty good. You know, it's not really bad. Still above at least like a 4 or 5 out of 10. You know, this is pretty good. Don't allow it into the evolved form now. Jesus.
The Gulper.
Oh, alright. We got a Doom Raid here already? Damn. I would feel bad for Golf. He didn't even get a boss fight. Seems interesting too. Got his pitchfork he can fling light enemies with, he can fight. There's charge up slam attack. Pretty decent in those situations. Feel bad for this man. Wonder what a boss fight against him would have looked like. Guess it would have been like the sewer arena thing. He'll be flying on the ground. Personality is pretty cool too. It's not annoying. It's just a guy that loves soda. You know? He is not that good at numbers. He said it himself. But, you know, there's not much to say about this guy. Maybe basic, but he's a good type of basic at least.
Slobber trap.
What? Oh, you wanted to actually rank this guy? Terrible. All around, I mean, it's basically Slobbertooth, and Slobbertooth is basically just Bash. I mean, pretty sure people said this before, but it's just a copy of a copy. Yeah, here's the rating. On to the next one already.
Chill Bill.
Come on, what is there to say about this guy? It's Chill Bill. Just chill, and his bill. He can freeze stuff. He can fly in the air for a short amount of time. And is a cooler control. All of his points are very good plus too for that amazing music that he has. Pretty useful as well. Watch him in and out, freeze things. Listen to his music for a bit. It's cool. Just it's Chill Bill, man. You can't go wrong with Chill Bill.
Freeze. Chill Bill's looking mighty fine here. Freeze. Freeze.
Brawl and chain.
Brawl and Chain's one of those characters where you either completely love him and he's your favorite character, or you completely gloss over him and forget he exists. I forgot this man existed, but you know, playing him again, testing him out, and I did test him out in the arena a couple times, and this guy is a little bit underrated than what he's seen as. He's pretty good. He's a melee based character that is really good at it, but his little grappling chain ability that can pull enemies close as well as do range damage is pretty useful. And plus his personality is pretty cool too. I mean, like, this is a pirate that loves hugs. Who doesn't? Crosscrow is the one character where you have a range villain and you want the range villain to be good. Crosscrow is a good range villain. He's got tons of range. His bows that can be shot rapidly. His arrows sometimes have wacky hitboxes. And he can call in birds, which does a little bit of varied damage, except you're better off just using the bow. But you know, for a range character, he is pretty good. Pretty useful, pretty versatile. I mean, he's definitely not the worst guy out there. But also for his personality, the accent that his character has doesn't fit at all, but it also somehow fits at the same time. Very weird.
Threat pack.
Not gonna lie, 100% Threat Pack is the villain that I love to play. I think his charge and his missiles are pretty unique. There's two ways to play him. You can either just spam the missiles, or you can charge them all up for a barrage. The second ability isn't as useful, but still be useful if you're getting swarmed and needs to deal with them pretty quick. You know, his design is cool, his personality is cool. Everything about this character is pretty cool. It's not my favorite character, but I mean, it's definitely up there. It's just a cool guy. 100%. Quest is cool too.
Bombshell.
And now moving on to the magic element, we have Bombshell. Wait, why is this guy a magic? Anyways, about the character, his, you know, simple is just turtle with a bunch of bombs. Not that complicated to use, and he's pretty good. Bombs do decent damage, tons of range, got pretty nice, slow, chilled music. Second attack's pretty useful. He has a fun little name. This character's just, you know, pretty cool. It's simple, you know, but like the good kind of simple. Kind of simple that you like to enjoy. And plus, I do find it pretty cool that this guy did get a cameo in the very first episode of Skylanders Academy. Pretty cool.
Fire in the hole! Heads up!
Pain Yata.
Chat. Nothing really else to say about it. It's a pinata. I mean, no, it's really simple. Just smash you with a lollipop, but he can have good combos by shooting out a pinata. He can whack it to cause an explosion to deal even more damage. Cool design, even better sound. Guy even got to be a sensei, which made sense for his class. You know, Chompy Mage, just all around cool guy. Who doesn't like pinata? Except, isn't he vomiting constantly? Can he get a doctor for that?
Sweet! Candy slam!
Rage Mage.
Hey, remember every single thing I said about Broccoli Guy before being a good support character?
Back in the fight.
Yeah, well, here's the only one. Rage Mage is useless. But the little speed attack thing he gets, it takes a while to cast, and does give a little attack boost and a speed boost, but you know, it's not that big of a difference. His main attack, if you can hit it, does very low damage, and if you take the time to sit there for an eternity making the little orb thing, and then using that to attack, I will agree, you will get some damage out of it, but also, even though Chaos isn't magic, he was going to be the magic Doom Raider, so I'm going to include him anyways.
Chaos.
Alright, starting with Chaos, I mean, everybody wanted to be this guy. Chaos was the main villain in many of the games, as in the 3 prior towards this one, and everybody wanted to play as him. He's strong, overpowered, and luckily his character fits the same. All the elements, even though very similar, all unique. The Earth is fast attacking, similar to the Fire one. Fire one has more area, air launches up to the thing. They all have their own usabilities that make them very helpful. His other attacks, also pretty helpful and pretty good, are not as good as the element ones, but it does have its uses. The Doom Sharks can do a wide enough area and do pretty decent damage. His laser head looks cool, and the lasers do pretty decent damage as well, nothing to really gloss over. And personality wise, I mean, it's Chaos, man. Who doesn't love Chaos? You're either the person where you see Chaos and it's like, oh, hey, this guy's pretty fun. Or the type of guy where you see Chaos and it's like, oh, it's Invader Zim. I mean, the voices are very similar when you think about them. And also the fact that Chaos and game where he is playable gets his own separate element and fits him, because unlike the other magic things and villains in this game, it doesn't really fit in mostly, and I guess he would have to have a different primary attack from having every single element, but it still fits him entirely, because, you know, it's Chaos. Who doesn't love to cause chaos as Chaos? It's just a fitting thing for his personality. There's this cool lord here. Take some time to listen to them, because this clip goes on for a bit long.
I summon my awesome head of evil doom. Mastermind.
Alright, starting off with the undead element now, Mastermind. Such a goddamn cool idea using mind control, and it even really isn't technically mind control, because in his scene he can see that he revives the dead enemies nearby and controls them, and also to defeat him you have to knock him off. So you think it's going to be a very fun enemy to play. No, not at all. No, it's terrible. Such a cool idea for a villain. He's bad. His the scores. I feel bad for Mastermind. His evolved form sucks too.
Oh, are these my ability scores? The mind reels.
I'm not even gonna go and talk about his goddamn personality. I mean, even now, but it sucks. So.
Hoodsicle.
Goddamn, Hoodsicle. Straight from the west and into one of the best. This guy got to be a sensei, and rightfully so. This guy's unique, so you can't just spam his scythe attack to get the most out of it. You have to at least dash around to get more souls around you. His voice sounds cool, his visual's pretty cool. And I definitely enjoy the fact that his evolved form gets a kilt. This is what the average Scotsman looks like. Good to know. But I always thought his little hood was made out of cloth. It's leather? It's not the typical executioner's thing, but I mean, sure. Also, he talks about his blade a lot, but he doesn't actually have a blade, it's just light energy. This guy's weird. Cool.
Wolfgang.
Oh, it's Wolfgang. A lot of people say this is their favorite characters, and you know, I see why. He has an interesting personality, he has good parts throughout the story, his gameplay is pretty good too, and his visual design is pretty cool looking. Very interesting, an undead wolf that's all about instruments and music. Cool idea. You know. And also his accent is weirdly fitting. Even though it's not the typical wolf thing that you hear, but you know, it fits him. And plus his gameplay is not the worst either. Very useful in situations, not very all... Some attacks are completely useless in other situations, but you know, it's still pretty good. Definitely the best undead element, even compared to Footstickle and the others, but props to this guy, he's pretty cool. Bone Chompy. What am I even supposed to say for this part? It's just a skeleton Chompy. Kind of annoyed. Why didn't they give us original Chompy in the full game and make him just a separate additional thing? This guy isn't even that good. Chomp Chest, which you get way early into the game, has a way better pipe than him, and what I know, what I tested, is little bone traps are not all that useful. Enemies barely go into them. When they do, it doesn't do that much damage. This guy sucks.
Chef Pepperjack.
Ooh wee, Chef Pepperjack. Now this guy is good. Not only is he chucking chili everywhere very effective, so is his other attacks pretty good. Flame Breath is pretty good, his charge is pretty good as well. His personality is very likable. If you don't like this guy, I don't like you. This guy's cool. His boss fight is a major step up as well. I mean, Jumping Mage was pretty hard, but this guy, he takes the meat. And the chilies and capsicums and spices and... Well, he's a good character, to be honest. Real good. Nothing else I can really say, it's just good, you know? Cool design too. Amazing.
Spice it up! Scrap Shooter.
No, I'm just gonna be honest. Every single fire element and villain here is just good. Overall. Crapshoot is one of the best ones. You already know how I feel about the Willikin boys, but he does his job good, you know? It's just good. He shoots fast for his primary attack, and his second attack is useful if enemies get too up close. The goddamn God Killer if you're on top of a hill or ramp or something. You know, it's pretty good. All around guy. Plus, the fact that he opens his face off to shoot, that's a cool design. His personality matches it as well, and isn't irritating or annoying per se shield shredder, but you know, it's still good all around guy. Definitely my favorite Willikin out of all of them. Would know though, since I can't play fisticuffs, but this guy, 100%.
Oh yeah! Grenade.
You know the fire element's good, but even the worst one is pretty cool. Grenade is... I mean, I will agree, its gameplay is pretty bad. The mini-mines it's able to summon isn't that good, doesn't do that high damage. And its self-destructing takes a while and doesn't do that much damage. I mean, yeah, it does an average amount of damage, but there's definitely better damage options you can go to. Also, it makes no sense that it just blows up and just comes back, it just pops back up. But, you know, for design-wise though, he's pretty cool. And his personality, while it just beeps, it's better than goddamn Bone Chompy.
Smokescreen.
Smokescreen is a very useful but also useless character. I mean, his flamethrower is very good. You can take away groups of enemies instantly, you can chip away at tanky enemies. The steam barrels are useless. When I try to use them, they don't do much. When I try to use them for the design purpose, they don't really do that much. However, the design for smoke screen, very cool. Makes me reminiscent of the troll tanks, the walker ones you see in the Warzone levels. Very cool. Wish we could play as that instead of trolling Thunder. Still, very good guy, would recommend.
Cruiser.
Starting off with failed there. I remember Bruiser Cruiser. Even though it's very simple, just a punching mech robot. But it does its job very good. Its punches do decent damage. It can attack very fast once you do the secondary attack, which is very powerful, might I remind you. And it looks pretty cool. Its evolved form just makes it look twice as better, even though the quest is boring, and overall very useful character. Not the best element, but you know, very good, very up there. Love this character. And trolls are funny. Alright, first thing to say, one at a time. You go. No, you can go first. No, like what he said, it's pretty good. Troll 2 was also pretty good at, you know, taking away other things. Very useful. Oh, are you stopping? And also, if you charge it, if you charge it up, it also does pretty good things too. You know, yeah, so you don't just keep it there. You know, also you can just stand still and it still do. Just let me talk already. Yeah, you'll have you go in a second. Yeah, you can stand there so you can do damage, or you're able to charge it up. Very unique too. Oh, what, you're waiting for me to talk now? Yeah, it also does that too. Listen, I'm Aiden 1, you're Aiden 2, okay? Like a priority over that. Alright, fine, you do the ending then. Alright, I think he is a very good guy, and 100% would recommend. Very useful.
Walrus.
Come on, let's be honest, it's Brawlrus we're talking about. Brawlrus is funny, but it's also useful. With his starfish cannon, he has a nice shotgun thing, plus the little spinner thing he does pretty good damage. Gameplay wise, it's pretty good. Visual wise, he looks pretty cool too. I'm a big fan of pirates, and his personality's pretty cool too. The quest gold form makes him look 10 times better too. I mean, he's a Brawlrus. You can't go wrong with a Brawlrus. I mean, like, seriously, just listen to what the guy says himself. He's a Brawlrus. You can't get any better than a Brawlrus in this game. Seriously, try to make this guy look bad. I dare you to. And seriously, come on, this guy's personality is so funny. I mean, Brawl and Train does have the fire that enjoys hugs thing going, but I mean, like, seriously, just take a look at this one video clip of the Brawlrus in this. It looks so cool. Yeah, that one's pretty good. And one of these other ones too are pretty cool.
What are these stats? Some kind of stats? Are they good? I can't read. I'm a Brawlrus.
How many times has Brawlrus been said? Can we get a counter for that?
Dr. Crankcase.
Oh boy, it's Dr. Crankcase. Yeah, what do I think about this character? Is the goddamn Dr. Crankcase is my favorite character. His goo gun's long range and it does pretty decent damage. It leaves goo on the ground, which can gooify enemies. His spin attack's good, it can attack multiple lanes at once. I will agree though, his Sensei variant is way better than this one. Like, why does he have electricity? Why the hell does Dr. Crankcase have force slapping? When was this a thing? I thought maybe it would build machines, but other than that, everything's best. His personality, 10 out of 10. His visual design, 10 out of 10. His gameplay is very fun and cool to use. I think it's a solid, a high mark. He's just a cool guy, man. It's Dr. Crankcase. Nothing else you can say. Well, I mean, I guess it's goodbye to this character. I did it funny because it's just... Oh,
yeah.
told you. Look at that. Made it to the end. Congratulations. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell other people about this video. Took a while to make this one. Oh, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video, friend.